Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to go through some very emotional moments that brought some of the most professional late night hosts to tears. But before we get on with it, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content just like this. With that said, let's get on with the video. When James Corden invited Oprah Winfrey onto his late night show for an interview, he didn't expect to be the one crying at the end of it. Oprah had only got to mention James' kids for him to start crying on the show.
Once on my show, a father said, every father has a dream for his children.
Oh, shut up. Shut up. I just want them to feel like this every day. You have to stop like that.
Okay. All right.
Jimmy Fallon brought his studio audience to tears when he paid tribute to his late mother, Gloria Fallon, during a 2017 show. He couldn't hold back the tears as he spoke of his last moments with his mother.
You guys, as some of you know, my mother Gloria passed away recently, and I canceled our shows last week to be with my family. And last week, I was in the hospital, and I just and I grabbed her hand, and I squeezed, I love you. Mom, I'll never stop trying to make you laugh. I love you. More to
David Letterman got a bit emotional when comedian Norm Macdonald did a tribute for him during his last appearance on The Late Show with David Letterman. Norm made David shed a tear when he got so emotional that he couldn't finish his speech.
I remember Dave differently because the first time I saw him, I was 13 years old. I was living in, I say in church, I love you. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Very funny, Norm, and thank you. Thank you for everything.
Ellen DeGeneres surprised Jimmy Kimmel when he appeared on her show by naming one of the rooms in the Children's Hospital LA after his son, Billy Kimmel, who suffers from genetic heart condition. The sweet gesture brought the late night host to tears in front of Ellen.
I do want to say thank you to you because you were very kind when my son went through a couple of heart surgeries to raise a huge amount of money.
And we have named one of the rooms of the Heart Institute floor in honor of Billy. That will forever be the Billy Kimmel room.
To say goodbye to David Letterman, actor Steve Martin put together a hilarious tribute video for the late night host. It was so funny that David began crying after it was over, along with Steve.
David Letterman, this are your life. You had a show, and then you had another show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow, Steve. That was something.
Yeah.
While talking to his audience about his last year on late night TV, James Corden got very emotional. He was brought to tears as he told his audience leaving the show was the hardest decision he had to make.
I'm happy to announce today that I've signed a new contract to carry on hosting the Late Late Show. Well, wait, there'll be so many tears. Because this has been the hardest decision I've ever had to make. It really has. I've never taken this job for granted.
While giving a tribute to American comedian Don Rickles after his passing, Jimmy Kimmel found it hard to hold back his tears, and he started crying as he remembered all the times Don came on the show.
But we lost someone that we and I love very much today. And again, I'm sorry for hearing this just now for the first time, but Don Rickles passed away this morning, and he was 90 years old. The first time Don was on our show was almost 4 years after we started.
David Letterman got emotional during his late night show as he remembered Robin Williams. After watching the show's tribute to Robin for his 50 appearances, Letterman struggled to hold back tears as he spoke about his friend.
What I will add here is, beyond being a very talented man and a good friend, I'm sorry, like everybody else, I had no idea that the man was in pain, that the man was suffering. But what a guy, Robin Williams. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
Jimmy Kimmel gave a heartwarming tribute to David Letterman when his show came to an end in 2015. While talking about the late night legend, Jimmy tried his best to not cry as he spoke about David Letterman.
I would watch a television show that is very important to me, as you can tell. It was called Late Night with David Letterman. And if you watch this, to collect myself, a young person who doesn't understand what all the fuss is about, Dave is the best, and you should see him. And
After the elementary school shooting in Texas, Jimmy Kimmel made a heartfelt monologue about gun laws in America. While talking, the Jimmy Kimmel Live host struggled to hold back tears as he remembered the children who lost their lives.
there have been 27 school shootings so far this year in this country, and it's May. How does this make sense to anyone? These are our children, and our representatives are supposed to represent us.
While Jon Stewart reflected on the 9/11 terrorist attack during his time hosting The Daily Show, he got really emotional, and you could hear the tears in his voice as he spoke about the firefighters who were saving lives during the tragic event.
Any fool can blow something up. Any fool can destroy. But to see these guys, these firefighters, these policemen, and people from all over the country, literally with buckets, rebuilding, that's extraordinary. And that's why we've already won.
Before Jimmy Kimmel began one of his late-night shows, he gave tribute to Bob Saget, and it was so hard for the host to control his emotions. He actually got so emotional when he was speaking about Bob to the audience.
The well-being of our children and how hard it is to appreciate one of those without the other being just right. When my son was in the hospital, Bob checked in a lot. So I want to send love to his daughters, to his wife Kelly, and to his friends who loved him so much.
Jimmy Stewart went on to Johnny Carson's Late Show and gave an emotional speech about a poem, which was regarding his dog named Bee. Jimmy's poem was so powerful that by the end, everyone, including Johnny, was crying.
And there are nights when I think I feel that stare, and I reach out my hand to stroke his hair, and he's not there. I'll always love a dog named Bo.
When Dolly Parton appeared on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, she sang a sweet version of Bury Me Beneath the Willow. They got so emotional. The song reminded Stephen of his late mother, and he couldn't help but hold back his tears at her singing.
Perhaps he'll weep for me. So anyway, there's more to it, but anyway, it was about her thinking today was our wedding day for me. And then it goes, are you crying? Oh, bury me beneath the willow, under the weeping willow tree.
Jimmy Kimmel got very emotional when he returned to hosting his late night show after his son Billy got heart surgery. He tried to not cry as he thanked everyone for their overwhelming support while he was going through the tough time.
This guy had a heart surgery, but look, he's fine, everybody. And Daddy cries on TV, but Billy doesn't. It's unbelievable.
Late night show host Jimmy Kimmel paid tribute to Kobe Bryant during the show with a heartfelt monologue. While talking about their friendship, Jimmy finally got teary-eyed after realizing his friend was no more.
And when we'd run into each other over the years, we'd laugh about that night that we first met. We'd laugh at all the good things that had happened since. And Kobe had 4 daughters, and I had 2 daughters. And today, he and one of his girls are gone.
Jimmy Kimmel couldn't help but hold back his tears when he told his audience about the birth of his son and his heart disease. He did his best to get through the monologue without crying, but his emotions got the best of him.
This is a sonogram of the heart and found that Billy was born with a heart disease. Dr. Vaughn Starnes, who saved so many lives. This man, I'll never be able to thank him for, so I won't even try, is what I'm saying.
That clip from late night host Jimmy Kimmel brings us to the end of today's video. Which emotional moments where hosts couldn't hold back their tears stood out the most to you? Let us know down below and we'll see you in the next one.